Welcome everybody to the news/opinions video that I always do. Everything has my opinion, so take it as you will. Hate it or love it, I'm still gonna be here, still gonna be giving my opinions, and still gonna be doing my video. Nijisanji livers are losing quite a bit recently, and this is what I'm gonna want to talk about right now. What it is that you're seeing of the people that remain, Elira, Finana, Ike, and Millie losing. Of course, Hex and Kunai are gonna lose because they are gone. They're out of Nijisanji, so people, once they graduate, they start moving on. They move and they change to a different Oshi, they change to a different person, or they follow their person into their next life. So whichever one it is for them, they're going to be losing because they're no longer there. So it's saying to get you where I come from, is since I'm out of touch since Victoria graduation. Here my current memory of them. Elira and Ike are losing subs because of the black screen stream. I think partly Elira's losing subs. To be honest with you, I would love to say that it is because of the black screen stream, but just being objective here, it probably has a lot to do with the fact that she's not streaming anymore. She's streaming, but streaming very rarely, and people people follow and people like seeing your Oshi continue to stream. So sometimes people lose interest and they're like, she's not streaming anymore, so I'm not going to follow her anymore. The black screen streams could be one of the big issues, of course, because it's still a big issue. It's still something that I criticize all of the ones that are part of it for. Both Vox, Ike, and Elira. I criticize them heavily for doing that because they should have never done. Millie, because she threw Selene under the bus. I think Millie is, some of it is the foot and mouth moments. Some of it, as I've shown before, is her previous fan base doesn't like the way that she acts, etc. In some cases, I've seen some backlash from some Filipinos out there. If I'm correct, please correct me if I'm wrong. She's Filipino. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. And there have been some anger here and there about that, about some things that she said, some the way she's acted, etc. It could just be random drops. We don't know. Lastly, Finana, as I heard it, she was in the kind of war with her fan base. It's still ongoing. If she was, then it probably still, people don't forgive very easily. It's more and more that aren't interested in EN as a whole in regards to Niji. Hard to grow an untrusting brand no matter how much time passes. And I think that's one of the big things. They're not being promoted. And when they're not being promoted, sometimes people move on to different Oshis, like I said. And then, you know, if, I don't know, in the Elira, one will pop up. They're like, oh, I'm no longer interested in her. Like, it pops up occasionally and like, oh, I didn't even know I was subscribed to her. Then they unsubscribe. There's also moments when YouTube goes and thinks certain people are bots and they get unsubscribed to it. I've had people tell me that they've been unsubscribed from me. Like, large batches of people have been unsubscribed to me, and I have a lot of people be like, I follow you all the time and I watch your videos, but I'm unsubscribed to you suddenly, so I resubscribed. That's one of those weird things that happens with YouTube. So it could be a weird automated system. It could be, I'm leaning more towards there's still some hate from the things that they have done, so it's still consequences for their act. And over here, more about the Niji fanbase as a whole. Most casual VTuber watchers, those who don't care about which agency the VTuber is, stopped watching Nijisanji after all the controversies. So the people who are watching are fans of Nijisanji first, loyal, but they stopped growing, and most of the content nowadays from Nijisanji VTubers is aimed towards those who still watch them. So that's the thing that I'm mentioning. It's like, if you are a casual watcher, sometimes you just be like, oh, I didn't even know I don't watch them anymore. I didn't even know I was subscribed, and then you unsubscribe. So that's one of those things that does happen. A bit of a Suisei thing, a bit of a Suisei meme. Suisei before the improved 2.0 debut, and Suisei after the improved 2.0 debut. Yes. It's the same Suisei, of course. The outfits, the full-on design is not going to change from 1.0 to 2.0, but she has a lot better movement, a lot better tracking from what I can tell, from what I saw from her 2.0 debut that I showed on my channel before. And she's the same little Suisopath that we know and love. And she's the same shining star that we all have in our hearts. Okamoto Nagi of VShojo NOVA accidentally shot her monitor. Maybe an accident, maybe not, but we'll just take it as that. With an airsoft rifle during her debut stream. She was probably playing around with the airsoft rifle. And airsoft rifles, interestingly enough, if you are close enough, they do some harm. They can actually hurt quite a bit, because some of them have some good strength to them. So she shot it up, and she says, what did you do? You just got here. Because there was an air gun there. Oh, goodness gracious. She is a danger to everybody. No, she's a menace, but a fun menace. The airsoft moment happened here, and here's the tweet. Manager-kun got Nagi sekai'd. Top comment in the video.
Hi. では、お待たせいたしました。 ですね、今回私が購入したものですね。よっこいしょ、表いきます。
She's filling up the airsoft gun.
ちょっと見えるか？
That looks really cool. That actually looks really cool.
ピントが合わない、でかすぎる、それにピントが合わない。はい、やだよね、今回購入しました。
In the US, do not take a gun like this outside. It will be treated as an actual weapon, so be very careful.
ちょっと昔ちっちゃい頃の話なんだけど、友達のお兄ちゃんがエアガン持ってて、もう超かっこよくて、それがもう超欲しかったのなんだけど、そんなね、大人にさ、あれ欲しいこれ欲しいなんて言えるような大人ではなかったのでそう、もう指をくわえてね、そのエアガン見てるだけしかできなかったんですけど、なんだけど、まあ今日ね、そうデビューを考えてみたりなどして、嬉しいな。そう、でもマジでさ、本当にちょっと私説明書は読まないタイプなんで、どうだろう。でもまあ私勇者だし、エクスカリバー持ってるから、まあ戦えるでしょ。全然使えると思う。多分大丈夫なはずなんです。
Whoops.
ちょっと待って。
Whoops. She actually shot her monitor at this time. Whoops.
待ってね。ちょっと待ってね。ちょっと待って。
She actually did it. She did it, boys.
あれ？あれ？待ってよね。待って。モニター割れちゃったんだけど。
She didn't show it, but yeah, she did that. She did this to her monitor, and of course, then Trey responded. Other people responded as well, right here, saying grass kusa. Kusa is what it is. Kusa. Kusawayo is a new word. Yes. So yeah, people are of course enjoying that, and this got a little bit of meme status. It got people's attention enough for there to be a good amount of people giving subs to her, I believe, on also the other stuff. They didn't show here, but if I remember correctly, there were like some people giving her like 9,000 bits, 2,000 bits, etc. There were a couple of people giving her, wailing out a bit, which is good. I mean, it's good to see on her Valorant stream. I think she had over 1,000 people usually, anywhere from like 500 to 1,000 people on her chats, on her actual places, on the place that she is enjoying herself. It's great to see. She is a force to be reckoned with in many different ways, and so is everyone from VShojo Nova, so go ahead and check them out, of course. And I try to give you guys the sources where I can. I will see about putting that down there in the description below when I have the chance. Aki Rose is moving up, as we all know. Everyone who's a Rose Tai, I am not a long-time Rose Tai, but I've been following her. I can't call myself a Rose Tai necessarily because I don't follow her as religiously as they do. I do follow her occasionally. I do watch. I knew about her originally from Arc, that she was really good with Arc, and the things that she would do with Coco and that type of stuff. It was really, really, really nice. So that's from the time about 2020 or so is when I started watching her, and I do occasionally, of course, continue to want to watch her. She has reached 950k, and remember, recently she just let out some of her concerns that the Rose Tai may be worried a lot about her. I was corrected in many situations, so I will correct it here. It was a lot of her worrying that the Rose Tai, or her followers, are going to be worried about her health and about her mental health for not reaching 1 million subs like a lot of the people around her. She knows that she's a bit of a slow burn. That's not a bad thing to be a slow burn. It's not anything negative to be a slow burn. It is just the way she is. She has a lot to offer. Really great singing, great dancing. She's taught belly dancing to a lot of the female livers in Hololive. She's doing an amazing job. As for those that missed it, Aki is one of the only remaining members of the original Holo JP pre-device from Gen 1 to 6 who has yet to reach 1 million subs. Please sub to her. She's a very kind and sincere girl who deserves all the love. Remember watching the video about how overseas fans saved her because she was pretty sad due to her low sub count to get her to a 1 million milestone? I will be here when she gets to that 1 million milestone. I will, of course, cover it because she will get there. She will get there. I guarantee it. How long it'll take, I don't know. But she is an amazing creator, just like everyone else in Hololive. She's an amazing creator, and she will get there eventually. Of course, just have patience. Like I said, she's a slow burn, which means she gains subs slowly because, of she's not as wild and kooky and crazy as some other people that gained subs a lot quicker. So that is fine. But of course, subscribe to her if you haven't already. Check her out and see if you like her. Hololive is having a pop-up shop. Those are always fun to go to because you can find, of course, limited goods. And I'm pretty sure the goods are going to be very limited and are going to be sold pretty freaking fast. And are going to sell out pretty freaking fast because Hololive always does sell out, especially in the pop-up shops. This one is going to be at a Tower Records, which is still in Japan apparently, because I haven't seen any Tower Records in my area in, years. Second edition is set for release at the Hololive Production official shop. Sales start from 1800 on Monday, November 25th. In addition, to commemorate the release, Tower Records and pop-up shop will also be held. So Hololive Connect, the brand, is there. Here's news. Second release of apparel brand Hololive Connect is scheduled for release. Second installment of pixel art, part of Hololive Connect, featuring female VTuber Hololive members Aki Rosenthal, Akai Hato, Shirakami Fubuki, Natsuhiro Matsuri, Ogami Mio, Okami Mio, Nakomata Okayu, Inogami Korone will be held on the Hololive Production official shop from 6 p.m. on Monday. And also, as I mentioned, there's all the stuff here. Very cute things here. Of course, Sora style gear and other gear here. And as a celebration of that, as I did mention, they will be having that pop-up shop. So you can buy it here while supplies last, of course, in Hololive's official shop for it, the Hololive Connect shop. But you can also go, if you are in Japan, you can go to Tower Records in Japan and go and get it. At 9 Tower Records stores from Saturday, November 30th, during the period, every 4,000 yen, tax included, spent on Hololive goods, you will receive a hologram sticker. Some people will take that as a challenge and actually spend a lot more than they probably normally would have to get all the hologram stickers. That's what people will do. But that's what happens when you cultivate a good fan base. ANISAMA, the big 3D concert with both Hololive, Nijisanji, and many, many, many others, they put out recently all of their stuff here. You can see Lami Nene looks like, appears like a lot of Nijisanji people too, some from other agencies as well. I'm glad they're putting other agencies, they're all Japanese agencies by the way, all Japanese agencies, Kanata, Mio, they're all going to be doing their best, putting their best foot forward. And let me just give you what they're saying. Lineup of gorgeous performers. Have you found your favorite? Please share your supportive messages and what you are looking forward to seeing in the comments. In addition, the SPWN event page. SPWN is the one that is helping with the 3D stuff and is the one that's really doing this. I believe ANISAMA is through SPWN. And yeah, the event page has been significantly renewed to coincide with the release of the key visual. You can now see the highlights and latest information on ANISAMA V God all in one place. Please check it out too. Illustrator titles: Omitted, Minori, Chikusa, Natasha, Nima, Reed, and Risumi are all the ones that are doing things here. And of course, the distribution is here. It's all been updated with all the members that are there. You're seeing them right there. It's amazing to see all of them there. You have ANISAMA, Any Color. The other members here are from Balus, Cover Corp, Fuji Aoi, Kamitsubaki Studio, Neoporte, Uni, another Crocodile, and another one that I cannot read. I apologize. Those are all the ones that are going to be a part of it, and it's just going to be amazing to see. And just letting you guys have an idea of what's going to be happening in the future. This, of course, is going to be in December, if I'm not mistaken. So take a look and see if it's something that you want to watch. December 15th, I believe it's going to be, and support your favorite artists there. There are going to be some live artists too, some actual IRL peoples in there. It's always a big situation. It's always a big concert, and I hope it goes really well. Good news, everyone. There is going to be a special event happening at 11/30/2024 in Los Angeles. Yippee! So yeah, celebrate. Time to celebrate, everybody. Let's see what happens. See what it is. IdolEN Encore. Enya Ignis, I believe is this one. Bringing LA to the fans. An unforgettable experience. Oh, nice little chibis. Is that a chibi concert that they're going to be doing? Tune in. Encore. Live in LA. So Encore is going to be live in LA. So that's going to be interesting. And of course, people are saying, yippee. Y'all should go to Orlando next. I'd be there. OMG. Faltan 8 días. Basically means it's 8 days until that happens. It's going to be a live concert in Los Angeles. That's amazing for Idol to do. I have a feeling a lot of this is because Brave Group acquired them, and Brave Group goes real strong in supporting their talents in promoting them and giving them new opportunities. And I've heard a lot of changes are happening in Idol ever since Brave has gone in there, and they all look to be very positive. So I wanted to push this out there to you guys, so you guys get to see a little bit of everything. Randon is an Orc VTuber who used to be part of Hololive as Vesper. A lot of people already know this, but of course, one thing I always have to say is when you are going to their stream, like right now, if you go to Randon stream, do not mention Vesper. A lot of them don't want that. They want to grow based on what they are now, not on what they were before. He had this time in Hololive, in cover, Hollow Stars, and now he's doing his best. He's doing an amazing job as Randon as well. But let's see what he has to say about corpo VTubers, why they go on hiatus and such, and then I'll give my 2 bits, my thoughts afterwards, as I always do.
Corpo VTubers go on hiatus so much. Let's take a crack at answering that. Lots of different answers, but I'll go over one that I think is a major contributor, and that has to do with management. Everybody saw this coming. Management, unfortunately, has no stake in the talent that they're managing. If the talent does really, really well, they don't get extra money. They get a set salary, just like whatever, as far as I know, whatever they get, they get. However, if the talent that they're managing screws up and does something risky and ends up damaging their reputation or the reputation of the company that they work for, then the manager is definitely going to get in big trouble. They're going to get chewed out at the next meeting. They might get reassigned. They might, get fired or something like that. So from a manager's perspective, I see no reason for them to let their talent ever do anything risky. They just want them to do the same thing that everybody else is doing that's been tried and true, proven safe, that they won't get in trouble for, and then they can just live their life in peace with no anxiety. Unfortunately, what this leads to is a lot of rejection, a ton of rejection, like a crazy amount, more than you think. You think of it, it's just more than you think. It's like a crazy amount of rejection, and it can deal damage to the psyche, I think. A VTuber is a performing artist. They are a creative, and it's never really a good feeling to have a creative's endeavors over, like, you're basically a non-creative person is telling you how to be creative, and that is just a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. I think the best way to manage a creative is to let them do what they want to do and earn their trust by, being willing to run damage control, because things will go wrong, and that's what a manager does. They fix things, but that's not really how it works out. And finally, like, at the end of the day, this could really wear down on someone that's takes a lot of pride in their work, right? If you join a corporation as a streamer or a VTuber, you don't really own any of the stuff that you create from that point on. And a lot of people can get over that and deal with it, but the more you think about it, the more it kind of weighs down on you. And I think it really just boils down to a lot of different reasons, but the root cause is a tough gig. It really takes a toll on your mental health, and you just need to take time off to recover.
And of course, some of it does happen that way. Other times it's just mental health. But one of the things I will say here, I will disagree with, is a manager's job is to balance everything between reputation of the company and then the creative do some new things. And if you're going to a company ever expecting them to just give you free reign, you're not going to be happy. It's just from what it seems, that's what he wanted. He wanted to be given free reign. That's never going to happen in a company, especially not a Japanese corporation that he was a part of, especially not a large corporation, whether it be Japanese, English, etc. VShojo gives their people a lot of freedom, just as an example, but these talents also understand, don't do anything risky, because you will get in trouble. A manager's job is not to let the creatives go and be willy-nilly, because a creative can be willy-nilly and do some very crazy things that will get everybody into trouble, the creative included, and can get things happening on the YouTube side especially. So you try to balance everything out. No manager ever, anywhere, even except maybe the indie managers, will allow creative to do whatever they want, because when you're an indie, you're your own company. You decide yourself. But there is going to be no manager out there, and it's not a manager's job to let the creative do what they want. The manager's job is to manage the creative, to make sure they don't mess up, to be kind of the PR and the person who gets them permissions and all that kind of stuff all in once. So yeah, no, I don't think that any manager should ever let their creative go wild and willy-nilly and then do damage control later. That is an ineffective manager. That is the incorrect way of managing a talent, period. No one, not even like the big management firms that control the movie stars, will just openly be like, yeah, you do whatever you want and I'll do damage control. That's what PR firms are for. If you want that, get a PR firm instead. Get a crisis management team instead. You do what you want to do, and then you know, they'll come in behind you and try to fix things. That's what crisis management teams are for, not actual managers in a company. Welcome back, everybody, to the VTuber Showcase, the place where I like to showcase up and coming VTubers of all sizes, shapes, forms. Bigger than me, doesn't matter. I will have you here because I want to be someone that showcases and brings the community up instead of tearing people down for little mistakes they make here and there. I'm not that type of person. By now you should know that I will do my best to always push people up. And today, it's Alyx, the Goliath Beetle VTuber, Puerto Rican B of the Bug Girl Agenda. Name is Alyx, and I'm a gothic Goliath Beetle blonde bimbo who's bad at video games. Model art and rig is Ounce Milia. Right there, that's the person there. And my art tags are Artlix, Memelix, Ludlix, and there is their design. It's a very nice design. I've watched them before. I've watched them several times before, actually. And they are very creative and very nice. Very, you know, every single one of the VTubers that I have here, I've watched before, and they are all deserving of all of the attention that I give. So it says, check my about for more info. Name Alyx and gothic and sometimes monstrous Goliath Beetle, blonde bimbo who's bad at video games and will berate you in Spanish, Puerto Rican slang included. Mostly play comfy in horror games, swear like a sailor and scream like a seagull. I also have a very dry sense of humor, so just be aware of that. So let's take a look at some of the things they've done before. Here is 9 days ago, where they are playing that penguin game, Brett and Fred.
Amazing how calm. You are so kind. It's amazing how calm and reasonable you can be. You are fucking lying.
There, she's direct to the point, and is just a ball of energy. Here you have Alyx in their YouTube side, which has some of their VODs, of course, and a lot of their other stuff there. Primarily, it looks like it's going to be a VOD channel, a place to put their VODs, because, as you know, or may not know, Twitch is not good with saving VODs. Twitch will save VODs for, I think, the max, I think, if you're in their partner program and you're really high up in the partner program, max, I think, is 30 days. When YouTube, you can have it for years, as shown here. You can have it for months, and it will still have it there. She's had some things for 4 months and more. She can still have it there. If you want to see any of her previous VODs, you can go and take a look at this channel. Thank you so much, Alyx, for being okay with me showcasing you. And I do hope this brings more eyes to your channel, helps you grow in some way, or at least makes people aware of who you are. Thank you so much for watching. That is all the news that we have for today. Please let me know down below if you want to know any more news, or if you have any comments regarding anything that you saw here, which I will try my best to respond to. I love seeing your comments down below. Of course, as well, like and subscribe to the channel. That will give you more information every single day. I do 2 videos a day, so hopefully you enjoy.